I want to hear him say, I love you, Mom.
July 27th, 2021, the day then 5-year-old Michael Vaughan disappeared from his Fruitland home.
We strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased.
Welcome or welcome back, and thanks for being here. I'm Cassie, and this is A Wicked World. If you haven't checked out A Wicked World on Patreon yet, and you want to have access to over 70 exclusive videos with new ones being added each month, then make sure you check that out now using the link in the description box below. Before we get into the case, I just briefly wanted to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Ana Luisa. Right now, Ana Luisa is having their biggest sale of the year, up to 30% off. And if your cart hits $130 or more, they'll send you a free piece of jewelry. It really doesn't get any better than that. I'm sure you're still trying to pick out Christmas gifts for everyone on your list, and Ana Luisa is perfect for your mom, your sister, your friend, your aunt, you name it. Their jewelry is elegant and affordable. Each item is well made too. They have a 2-year warranty on every piece. Take a look at the new earrings and necklace that I recently received from Ana Luisa. I love how well they go together. They also easily match with my other Ana Luisa pieces because everything they sell looks great together. So head on over to analuisa.com today using my link in the description box below to buy some seriously beautiful jewelry. Now the story I have for you today is about a little boy who went missing back in July of 2021. And while he still hasn't been found yet, there have recently been some very chilling updates in the case. This is the story of Michael Vaughan. Michael Joseph Vaughan was born on June 24, 2016 in Fruitland, Idaho, to his mother, Brandy Neal, and his father, Tyler Vaughan. He also had a younger sister and a few older half-siblings from one of his parents' previous relationships. Michael was affectionately called Monkey by his family, and he was described as being a friendly, curious boy who loved camping, monster trucks, and playing in the mud. He was also very outgoing and frequently asked to play with the other children in his neighborhood. 5-year-old Michael lived with his mother, father, and his 18-month-old sister at their home on Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland. On the evening of July 27, 2021, his mother Brandy went into work, and Tyler stayed home to watch Michael and his little sister. During this time, Michael began playing video games on his Nintendo. Around 6:40 p.m., his father Tyler went into the other room to change his little sister's diaper and order some pizza. He was only gone for about 15 to 20 minutes, but when he came back, Michael was nowhere to be seen. Tyler was in a panic, and he called up Brandy, who immediately rushed home from work. The father also called police at 7:21 p.m. and reported Michael as missing. He told authorities that his son had last been seen wearing a Minecraft t-shirt and blue boxer-style shorts with flip-flops. When Brandy arrived home, there were already police officers and concerned neighbors surrounding the area. They were all searching for Michael. An official missing persons alert was sent out at 8 p.m. that night. Now, neighbors reported seeing the 5-year-old between 6:15 and 6:30 p.m. He was outside of his home at a nearby residence. Apparently, Michael had been knocking on some of the neighbors' doors, asking if their children could come out and play. But he'd been turned down, and the neighbors told the young boy that he should return home because it was getting late. This would be the last confirmed sighting of the 5-year-old. Police, search parties, dogs, and drones searched the area for Michael. Canines were able to track the little boy's scent, and it led them to the end of the street, away from the nearby farm field, to the right of their house, then stopped abruptly. In the end, no trace of the little boy would be found.
He would have come out of the garage. The front door is pretty hard to get out of, and you can hear that opening.
She says her son was looking for older neighborhood kids to play with.
He went to a neighbor's house, He went to another neighbor's house and another neighbor's house.
Typical, she says, for a summer night here, but with Brandy at work and her husband inside checking on the toddler and ordering dinner, neither parent knew Michael took off.
After that, there wouldn't be any updates in Michael's case for months.
The search for Michael will not stop until he's found, and the search remains very active. As I've said to the public, the effort may look a little bit different from time to time, but those of us in law enforcement leading the search and the investigation, Michael's on the top of our mind. He's our top priority, and finding him is an intense daily part of our lives.
Then, in October of 2021, authorities released some photos of a man who was seen walking through the splash pad area of Crestview Park around the time that Michael disappeared. They said they were looking to identify and speak with this man. He was described as being white, in his late 20s to early 30s, wearing black shorts, a white t-shirt with cut-off sleeves, a dark hat, and dark sneakers. While this man was said not to be a suspect or a person of interest, police wanted to talk to him to determine his whereabouts and see if he had any more information that would help their investigation. This man wouldn't end up being publicly identified until years later. Then in November of 2022, police announced that they had received a tip that led them to make an arrest in Michael's case. A woman named Sarah Wondra, who lived a few blocks away from the family, was charged with failure to report a death. At this time, Sarah was out on bail on a firearms charge related to a robbery. A search warrant was also issued for 35-year-old Sarah Wandra's home, located on Red Wing Street, that she shared with her husband, Stacy Wondra. Police then began digging up their backyard, looking for Michael, but they wouldn't find anything. Cadaver dogs did, however, alert officers to the scent of human remains. Police said, "We completed the excavation to a depth of 4 feet of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Investigators strongly believe that based on the evidence, Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property." At the time of Sarah Wandra's arrest, she told police, "Oh, wow. The Most High God just told me that Stacy was the one who killed him and buried him in the neighbor's backyard." When she was later asked to show police where the boy's body was buried, she pointed to a spot near her front door, then said that her husband Stacy buried him in the backyard near the shed. So that's 3 different places she said he was buried at this point. Sarah was arraigned a few days after her arrest, and when the judge informed her of her rights, she replied, "I don't have any reason to be silent because I didn't do anything wrong." At the time, Sarah's husband Stacy was behind bars as well, on unrelated charges. Sarah continued to insist that she had nothing to do with Michael's death or disappearance. It was her husband who had buried the 5-year-old in the backyard near their shed. But Sarah claimed that her husband was not the one who had hurt Michael. Instead, she insisted that a man named Adrian Lucien, who previously lived with the couple, had been the one that had done it and was scared to tell anybody. Regardless of these claims, neither Stacy nor Adrian would be placed under arrest, like Sarah was. Not that her arrest really mattered either, because the charges against her would be dropped a few months later in April of 2023, due to insufficient evidence. Sarah, however, is currently in jail and will be there till at least 2026. She's being held on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and concealment of evidence, but these are unrelated to Michael's disappearance. Following Sarah's charges being dropped in relation to Michael's case, there was no new news for over a year. Michael's mother, Brandy, who was completely distraught by the disappearance of her son, was said to have slept on the couch every single night, just waiting for the day that he would come walking through the door. Unfortunately, that never happened.
I don't even think hell is the right word.
Stay back from the stove.
It doesn't feel hot.
She describes her son as pure excitement and joy, seen here in a home video learning to bake.
Stay back, stay back.
Real homemade cookies. We made real homemade
homemade cookies.
Stacy Wandra would go on to do several YouTube interviews, and he would say that he had seen a young boy playing outside by himself on the day that Michael disappeared. But he insisted that he had nothing to do with the little boy vanishing. He'd previously told the media a different story, however.
I just know that I wasn't around for any of it. Like I said, I've never even heard of this kid. I've never seen this kid. Never knew anything about him.
Then in January of 2025, a new interrogation video of Stacy emerged online. Apparently, Michael's mother, Brandy, had obtained it after she filed a public records release with police. The video shows Stacy talking on a FaceTime call to officers. He's telling them where they can find Michael's remains during the excavation of his backyard in November of 2022. Stacy said that he, Adrian, and another man who lived in the home named Brandon Shirtliff had witnessed his wife Sarah burying Michael's body there. Stacy also told officers that the boy's mouth would be covered with duct tape.
I'm hoping that you will help me a little bit more. I'm over here, I'm in your home. So I need a little bit more direction about where Michael is at.
Go out the back door, or
Okay.
I can't. Can you turn the camera around so I can show you?
We're going to flip it around right now. Stand by.
Right here.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm going out the kitchen door.
And that's some equipment.
That is some equipment. Okay, where do I need to go?
Okay, face to the right. Like right where the dirt piles are.
Right where the dirt piles are. About how far off of the fence? Go ahead. Okay, walk over there and you point us to where it needs to be.
Okay. Now keep going out a little further.
Keep going out a little further. You're gonna have to climb that mound.
It's like right under that mound area.
It's right under the mound, about where at compared to the trees?
A little like right to the right of the trees area.
To the right of the trees?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little
So,
bit. Where the
see?
door.
Okay, where at now?
Now he's off the dirt mound. It's like underneath the dirt mound area.
And about where he's standing?
Yeah, a little bit less, like closer to the house.
Come closer to the house?
Yeah.
And what is he wrapped in?
It should be a garbage bag.
Okay, what color is the garbage bag?
It would either be white or black. We only had two colors. Okay.
Do you have any other suggestions for us, Stacy?
I mean, like I said, that's where he was buried.
Okay.
That's the last place I had known. Again, haven't been home for quite a while, and a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So the only other place I would say, if he's not in that backyard, is go to Cuna, to Brandon's house, and check in the backyard by the tree area.
Okay, well, we're gonna finish here first, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay.
Is the duct tape still gonna be over his mouth?
They should be.
Okay.
I didn't watch take them off.
Okay.
So you should have everything intact as it was.
After this video was released, it would still be another 9 months until there was another update in Michael's case. Then on October 31st, 2025, it was announced that 33-year-old Stacy Wandra, who was already in police custody on other unrelated charges, was now also being charged with first-degree murder, second-degree kidnapping, and destruction of evidence.
Michael's mom sent us a statement Friday morning saying their family is filled with mixed emotions. She says in part, quote, "All we have wanted is for Michael to come home. Knowing that charges are coming forth to these monsters, we pray that they will finally tell us where Michael is. Michael deserves to be home with his family. We are here. We want justice. Michael will get his justice. We want Michael home, and we're never going to stop until we have Michael home."
This was all the information that there was on Michael's case up until recently when Stacy's arrest affidavit was made public. It revealed many new details, including that on August 2nd, 2021, a few days after Michael disappeared, canines had been given the scent from the little boy's sneakers, and they searched multiple neighborhoods near Michael's home. Out of the 300 different houses that they sniffed out, they were only interested in one, the Wanderer's house. A neighbor told police that he had seen Michael riding a pink, big-wheel tricycle outside of Stacy and Sarah's house on the day he disappeared. Another woman who lived nearby said she had seen the same tricycle in the Wanderer's garage in spring of 2021. Then yet another neighbor told authorities that he had seen this same tricycle discarded near some bluffs that were close by to the Wanderer's home. On the day that Michael vanished, at 3:23 p.m., police said that a surveillance camera spotted Stacy driving his white Lexus and pulling into a parking spot at the community splash pad. He was seen exiting the driver's side door, then walking over to the passenger side of the car. He then began testing the exterior door handle to see if it was locked. After that, Stacy walked back to the driver's side and left. The individual who was caught on video surveillance that police had previously asked for help in identifying was also revealed in this affidavit. This person was the Wanderer's friend, Brandon Shirtliff. The video showed him walking in the area of 3 Rivers Way at 5:08 p.m. on July 27th. He was then seen walking in the area of the splash pad at 5:18 p.m., and again seen walking through a wooded area that led to the Wanderer's home 10 minutes later. When Brandon was asked by investigators what he had been doing, he said that he was out looking for the little boy. But this was hours prior to Michael going missing. Back in August of 2021, when authorities had gone to the Wanderer's home to speak with them, suspiciously they found Adrian Lucien hiding in a closet when they got there. Adrian then refused to commit to a statement and wouldn't give authorities his social security number. When Stacy and Sarah were interviewed the same day, they claimed to have slept until noon. And they denied being home around 6:30 p.m. when Michael went missing. But cell phone data from Sarah, Stacy, Brandon, and Adrian showed that they had all been in the area that night. After Michael disappeared, police noticed a big change in Sarah's social media activity too. She began posting a lot more frequently on her TikTok, and was now posting about Jesus, God, and sometimes even reading the Bible. In one video, Sarah admitted to breaking all 10 commandments, one of which, as you know, is thou shalt not kill. In another video, you can see 5-year-old Michael's missing person flyer in the background. She additionally began standing along the highway near a Love's gas station, holding a sign that read, "Repent of your sins," and that the end of time was near. Police said that Sarah had been seen driving a GMC truck out of the neighborhood around the time that Michael disappeared, and she had made inconsistent statements as to why. Shortly after the boy went missing, Sarah and Stacy additionally sold their phones, lost or sold their vehicles, and got rid of much of their furniture. On top of that, the couple began searching online for rental houses in other states and financial assistance in other areas. When Sarah was interviewed by detectives again in October of 2022, she became emotional and began telling them that God was going to help her find the little boy. She also said that God had forgiven Hitler for his sins, so therefore God had redeemed her of her sins. About a month after that, in November of 2022, Stacy asked to speak to detectives and said that he wanted to be given a deal. It was at that time that he finally admitted that Michael had been inside his house on the night he disappeared. Stacy also confessed that the tricycle that the little boy had been seen riding had previously been inside his garage. Then Stacy told police that he and his friends had kidnapped Michael with the intent to sell him. He claimed that it was Adrian's idea to sell the little boy, and in return, he and his wife Sarah would get $10,000. When Stacy had first seen Michael that day in July of 2021, he said that his wife Sarah was carrying him into the house. According to Stacy, Sarah was frantic and trying to figure out what to do with Michael because the little boy was crying. So Stacy suggested that they put him inside a duffel bag. Sarah additionally duct taped the little boy's mouth to keep him quiet. While Stacy was describing to police how exactly Michael had been stuffed inside the duffel bag in his living room, he suddenly began violently vomiting. And when asked why, he said it was because of the stress of talking about Michael. Now, as I said earlier, Sarah had been seen driving a GMC truck out of the neighborhood around the time the little boy disappeared. She had also been seen stopping the truck at Southwest 8th and South Arizona. She claimed she had to stop to put an address into her GPS because she was driving to Brandon's mother's house in Kuna so she could tow Brandon's car back to their house. However, it would be revealed that there was two other reasons why she had actually stopped the vehicle. The first was so that Stacy could put some power steering fluid into the truck. And the second was so that they could check on Michael, who was in the duffel bag, and see if he was still alive. At that point, Stacy said that he could hear the little boy making a dull scream. After that, they drove to Brandon's mother's house. Once there, Brandon took the bag with Michael in it out of the truck. And according to Stacy, there was no longer any noises coming from it. Brandon then put the bag in his mother's spare room, and they only went back for it the following day. Once they brought Michael's body back to the Wanderer's house, Adrian and Sarah dug a hole in the backyard and placed him inside. Sarah's mother, Kay Ramsey, said that the couple's dogs had been digging holes in the backyard after that. And one of them had dug up the ear of a green stuffed animal, which she had thrown away. Stacy would say during the interview that Michael had a stuffed animal, a monkey or a dinosaur. He believed it was a green monkey, but would later tell police that the toy he was referring to was actually a dog toy that he and Sarah had given to Michael while he was sitting on their living room couch to keep him quiet. Following his interview with law enforcement, Stacy would call up his mother, and he told her that Sarah had accidentally killed Michael after she put duct tape over his mouth and he suffocated. Stacy also wrote a letter to Michael's parents apologizing for what had happened. After that, he tried to take his own life, but was rescued by jail staff. So even though all four adults, Stacy, Sarah, Brandon, and Adrian, were named as suspects in this affidavit, only Stacy has been charged, though all of them have recently been in trouble with the law.
Idaho News 6 learned Brandon Shurtleff is currently in the Kane County Jail. A county spokesperson says he's serving 30 days for failing to follow terms of his previous release on an unrelated charge. He's expected to be released in early December. Lucien was arrested and released in Indiana in October for a traffic-related misdemeanor. We've called to clarify, and they told us they don't know where he is. Sarah Wandra is currently serving time in the Idaho State Prison System for unrelated charges. She's eligible for parole in early 2026.
Michael's mother, Brandy, went on Hidden True Crimes YouTube channel back in January of 2025. And she announced that she's currently battling a terminal illness. But she made a promise to her son Michael that she will find him and bring justice to his case. However, she also expressed her fear that she may pass away before being able to do so. She then asked people for help in spreading the word about Michael's case, which had gone largely ignored for years. Brandy also spoke to a reporter after Stacy's arrest affidavit was released, and she shared how it made her feel.
You're pure evil. You have no heart. You have no soul.
Brandy Neal, the mother of missing Fruitland boy Michael Vaughan, was in the courtroom Monday to face Stacy Wandra. Wandra is accused of murdering her then 5-year-old son in 2021. I asked Neal why she went to the courthouse on Monday.
So hopefully he could see my face. And I need to be at every one of the arraignments and the hearings. I need to know where my son is and what they did to him in the entirety.
Would you think you'll ever get the answer as to why?
No, because there is no answer to why. Why would somebody hurt an innocent little boy? What answer could you give? What answer could you possibly give? How scared was he? Did he ask for me? Did he ask for Tyler? I don't know. I don't know if I want to know that, but I think I deserve that.
Neal feels Monkey's presence with her every day and says Michael's younger sister talks to him all the time. Neal says her daughter learned at a very young age about the bad guys.
I think her last comment on the bad guys is the police can catch him and then she can kick him in the face. And I was like, okay.
Well, thank you for listening to Michael's story today. I honestly can't believe that it's taken this long to prosecute anyone in his case, but I'm glad it's finally happened. Hopefully more of those degenerates who were involved with Michael's kidnapping and murder are charged soon too. This is such a horrible story, and my heart aches for Michael's family, especially with the release of this new information about how he was killed. How do you feel about this case? Before you go, don't forget to check out analuisa.com using my personal link in the description box below, so you can buy some fabulous jewelry for those you care about. And maybe a little something for yourself too, since everything is up to 30% off right now. If you like true crime and you want to hear it from me, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and turn on your notifications too, so you'll know when I upload a new video, which is at least 2 times every single week. Thanks for watching A Wicked World today. Until next time, take care guys. Bye. Thank you to all the patrons of A Wicked World. Now, there's even more of A Wicked World on Patreon, so check it out on patreon.com/awickedworld, or use the Patreon app. You'll have access to exclusive videos each month and more. Any support truly helps to make sure the victims are never forgotten and to highlight the shortcomings of society associated with each case. Do you have a suggestion for a story you'd like to see me cover? If so, send me an email to awickedworldtruecrime@gmail.com.